Hey.
Dude, I'm reading this stuff because I couldn't help it. It's the most ridiculous bullshit. I'm not, look.
What are you talking? I don't even know. Hold on. For one, you're coming in hot here. I gotta
Lower it.
I gotta tone you down here for a second. Hold on.
Article.
I don't know what article you're talking about.
Tenochtitlan or whatever the fuck that dude's name is that got accused of sexual assault.
Oh, you're talking about Namor? I just call him.
Who he actually is?
Yeah,
he really Namor?
Well, he played Submariner in the Wakanda Forever movie. That's who he was.
Namor looks. Oh, Submariner. Wait, what?
Yeah, Submariner.
Playing Namor. Wait, what?
Namor the
Namor then. So he did, but they called him Submariner. Is that what you're saying?
No, the character is Namor the Submariner.
Right, the Submariner is just like a title, though.
Namor
is his actual name. He's
yeah.
Not, they don't go the Submariner.
No, they did refer to him one time in the movie as the Submariner. Yeah, but
well, they should have made him Asian because in the comics he looks Asian to me. Why didn't they make him Asian? His skin's white.
Right, I know.
Asian features.
That was my point. I was being told how great this actor was.
Yeah.
That I was told how great this was going to be because of diversity. That's my whole point. And then when they get when they come out and everyone's like, "Oh, he's the greatest thing because he was diversity." You know, it's so diverse. And then,
but that's the playbook. So let's
right.
I get that. I get that. Yeah.
But you're like, I'm saying that it's because diversity equals scumbag. I'm like, no, I'm saying is don't be surprised that those people are human.
That goes along with it, though. It's like if it's a diverse thing, then the odds are there's probably something not right because you're not hiring based on quality. You're hiring based on checking the box. I get that. But what it looks like is, well, diversity, odds are there's probably a piece of shit.
Well, no, that's not what I meant at all.
That's why I was like, hold on. Let me connect this.
I'm not saying odds are. What I'm saying is instead of prioritizing diversity, look at the character. Look at the content of the character.
You should live stream this because
it already is. It's already on there.
Okay. Perfect. Even better.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So the other part of that was where's your?
I mean, I don't know. I don't care if you disagree with me. I don't. I'm just at least get what I'm saying straight.
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
For
100%.
Get this connected. You know.
Right.
I mean, disconnected. Yeah. No, I'm not for you. You should know already. Maybe if you don't, that's fine. I'll say it again. I'm not for just the idea of like if it checks a box, then therefore it's good to go, you know?
Right.
I don't think I've ever had that happen. If it's ever happened, it's been behind the scenes. And hey, I've lost out on more jobs than I've ever applied for anyway. So like, it's just, so that's not that's why I was like, hey, if somebody hires me, I'll take the damn job. I don't care if it's a diversity hire.
Of course.
Because money's money. But
of course.
The other part of that is let's just back up, and it's Hollywood. They're not looking for the most moral fiber in a person in order to hire them for anything. That's where I started going in that direction of like, let's get even further back and say, is that what Hollywood does anyways? Do they go around looking for people that have good moral character? Because if so, then Mockingbird girl, what's her name? I can't remember. Anyways, she probably wouldn't be the person that they picked for the role, because look at how much nonsense she's brought up. So, God damn, what's her name? Mockingbird.
Oh, you're talking about Jennifer Lawrence.
There you go. Look
at
how dumb.
Well, she's hot. I mean, number one, she's hot. If she weren't hot, she'd be a waitress at Denny's right now if she wasn't hot. Let's just put it. Yeah, let's just put it that way. But thug haters in the chat, by the way. Good evening, Biden supporters. Count giving food thoughts about Biden. Great.
Is he okay?
I don't know.
Now that we don't know about.
Talk about a diversity hire. Jesus.
Wow.
But yeah.
Look, it's a weird thing because Hollywood actually is about check boxes, right?
Right.
Is this the right person for this role based on what the character is about? Do they look like, if it's a book and they say, hey, this is the thing that I think, I don't know. Look, I'm just going to speak for myself. This is the thing that pisses me off. If somebody in a book says, it's like, hey, this is like, let's take Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
What's his name? Shorty McShort was not the right pick for that role, but they did it. Same with Scarlett Johansson.
But he got that movie made.
They brought money, right? Because they brought money. And in his case, Tom Cruise probably has a lot more pull anyway.
Oh, of course.
Regardless of just getting, asses in seats or whatever.
Right.
He just has a lot more behind him anyway. The dude's a powerhouse.
He's going to get the movie made. If he's not, he's making the deal. If I'm not part of this movie, then there's no reason for this movie to go forward because I know this. I know I'm not the best fit, but yeah, he's going to get asses in the seats because of his name. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tangent, and I'll stop there because I have other things.
Well, I don't like that either.
To do with this. No, I actually think what it did was it opened up the Jack Reacher series to be produced
by somebody else. And with good casting,
it opened it up, right?
Right.
Whereas before, if it had not done, I know people didn't like him as the pick, but it did pretty well. Like I didn't know Jack Reacher from the books.
I've never heard of Jack Reacher before.
So when I saw him doing his Hollywood foo, I was like, it's kind of cool, entertaining. It's different. It's a little bit different. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was the greatest fucking movie, but I was like, he could do this, whatever. And then, when you go and watch the Amazon series, I'm like, whoa, my God, this guy.
No, that's
that guy.
Better. Wow. Yeah, sometimes they'll make something where they know it's not quite right, only to be able to open that door wider in the future for something that they can kind of get right.
If they don't screw it up.
If they don't, right, exactly. So,
and Tom Cruise does a pretty damn good job of making sure his stuff doesn't go bad.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
He doesn't
exactly.
He's like a Trump. He's like Trump. He just wants people to love him, and he wants to do what people are gonna, what's successful.
Right.
Because why would anybody else want anything other than that?
Right.
But when they start reaching out, like you're saying with the diversity thing, because you're trying to please other people for whatever X reasons that have nothing to do with what needs to be done, that's where the problem happens.
That's where the problems happen.
And that's your argument of like, well, if they were more interested, and I'm putting it together because I'm the one that had the confusion, so I'm putting it together. No, I'm
confused about something I said.
Well, I wanted
to really, who cares? I wasn't really making some poignant statement or anything.
I
just
got nothing better to do.
Oh, I know. No, I'm the same way. It's rainy out. If it weren't raining outside, I'd be outside right now. But
and then I was looking at video games, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to play right now. Nobody plays anything I play anymore. Anyway.
Right.
Diablo 4 really doesn't look that interesting to me.
I've been playing it a little bit. Thug Hater's been playing it. I know Watusi's playing it, but
what is?
I'll get on there. Hire? I'll get there in a little bit, but I am a mercy hire.
Killer.
Yeah, mercy killer.
Mercy killer. Yeah, clear up some space.
Put these idiots out of their
El Salvador. Let's go.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, what really got my goat like months and months ago is when they had the red carpet event. And I'm saying that in quotations. The red carpet event for Ant-Man 3, right? The latest Ant-Man. And they brought, and they had the writer, they had some Hollywood goofball lady. And then they had the writer of Ant-Man, who's a fucking Looney Tunes.
So that's also right there. You said it yourself. They're crazy.
Yeah.
So why take what they say with any?
Well, they're
full of shit.
Yeah, but they were introduced. I still like to mock it. I love mocking shit. So,
okay. All right.
They brought Jonathan Majors and that writer of Ant-Man, while they were bringing Jonathan Majors up to interview him on the red carpet, he was like, "Oh, Jonathan Major is the most wonderful human being that ever walked the planet. He's the Messiah."
Kang, right?
Yeah, the guy that played Kang. And maybe before you make those statements, you might want to maybe know something more about the character of the man before you make these statements just because he was checking boxes of, look what we did. We made Kang black or whatever. Kang should be Asian as well. That's kind of what that character implies, you know, in the comic books, even, you know, like a warlord is based off of that, you know.
I didn't really get any, like, you know, feel for what King was.
Yeah, because of his visual, the mask and everything, and the lines down his face. But the name kind of said he's kind of based on like a Mongolian warlord or something, you know. But he's a time traveler from. Yeah, well, yeah. There you go.
That's not the right word.
Well, no, that's fine. Anyway, skip it. It's not important. I was just making a thing. Like, I mock them when their diversity shit goes kind of flip flops on them a little bit. You know what I mean?
Why you do it? I know why you.
I know it. It's.
But you know me. I have no chill, so I don't know.
Yeah, but your case of Ezra Miller.
No.
Ezra Miller
pissed me off.
Ezra Miller is a terrible Barry Allen. I watched the movie in the theater when they first the Justice League and all. I would have never fucking hired that guy for that role. It's nonsense. He's terrible.
He reminds me of Jimmy Fallon, and
it's Jimmy Fallon on a fucking crack binge, is what it is. He's like a meth head Jimmy Fallon. He's terrible. That's not Barry Allen. Are you crazy?
He's a groomer too.
Yeah. So I don't care what that guy should have never been diversity or not. That's just bad casting. You know what I mean?
So I looked up, going back to this Submariner thing. I looked up the accusations. I put it in there. It's from another Psycho. She's a.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me.
Saxophonist. That's her primary thing.
Okay.
Activist is secondary, and feminist.
There you go.
Yet she mouthed off a whole bunch of stuff, right? And then at the end, they're like, "There's no actual details of any crime anywhere." So until she comes out and details whatever she's talking about, these are literally just accusations being thrown out in public.
But I still love it. I still like. No,
That's why I was like, when did we become believe all women?
I'm not believe all women. I even said in my post, maybe he's a scumbag, maybe he's not. Maybe Bill Cosby's a scumbag, maybe he's not. I don't really give a fuck. I don't care. You know, he was a bad casting for Namor, is my point. You know, I look further than skin color.
The story, you just care that if something bad happened, you get to laugh at him.
I get to laugh at him. Exactly. I'm not that deep, all right? Yeah, I don't really. I don't.
Okay.
It doesn't affect.
I'm trying to give you like as if you. Okay, you don't actually.
You're reading. You're reading way too much.
I'm playing with all of the social media tools that we've been given.
And and then
how to handle these situations, and I'm like, see the way. Also that way with the Nick Merckx thing. I'm like, Nick Merckx, he's the only one that actually said anything. Like the rest of them are like, "Oh, you can't diss my bro like that. I'm going to uninstall the game." Why? Because you are upset that your Twitch streamer got their no, but all they're saying is that they don't like how Activision treated him by
Nick
removing
Merckx.
the skin.
Right.
Removing the skin.
Right.
Okay. What do you actually care about why they did it?
Exactly.
That's what they're doing, because that's the part.
Right.
Let's say they don't want to say, we believe children should be, adults before they make decisions about what type of sexual orientation, or if they want to try to play with, the physical, part of their body to change it to another, that they should be adults, because it doesn't belong. It's not something children should be learning in elementary school or middle school. It just doesn't make any sense, probably not even high school. But instead, let's say they wanted to just say, well, how about...
Or any school you're mandatory to go to.
Activision, you're backing some groups that you don't even have full... It goes back to this thing. You don't even know... They're checking a box, right? They're just saying, well, this is the popular thing of LGBTQTI, whatever. We're going to support that because that's the popular thing.
Yeah.
It's like the diversity thing. We're going to support this actor and say he's the best thing ever.
They don't know who they're in bed with. Right.
Yes. Thank you for putting it where people can understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they could have done it on two levels there. They could have, they didn't want to directly say, hey, leave the kids alone. They could have said, number two, Activision, we don't know what groups you're getting in, but we're going to stay out of politics because we're gamers. We don't like that you've taken a side here. Or instead, they chose the most milquetoast. I don't know, bro. You took his skin out of there. I'm
backing my bro. No, how about you come out and say, I agree with Nick. I agree with the 100% with the statement Nick Merckx made. It's common sense.
They even had one level back that they could go back, which is like, you know what? I work for you. You pay me, because that's what happens with streamers. They have these deals. You pay me, and I don't like the direction that you're going with your political agenda.
Right.
Follow the,
you're a video game company. Right.
But instead, oh no, bro, disrespect. See, he ain't fucking, people are like, oh, Dr. Disrespect. He didn't say shit. Listen to what he said. He doesn't say shit. He didn't say anything. He just said, I'm going to install until you give him an apology for removing. I'm like, that's it? That's what you got to say? Somehow he's cool?
Yeah, why not?
Get the fuck out of here.
It's, for one,
does he have kids?
Why are video game companies gatekeeping this cultural nonsense anyway? I don't understand it. Now, they can have
championing that stuff.
They can have, I mean, it's their business, whoever they've hired to run their PR or whatever, their marketing. They if they want to have pride flag skins or whatever, so be it. Who cares?
Yeah, look at the White House. You got pride flag.
Oh my! Don't even get me started on that. But now that's wrong.
Whatever.
No, that's wrong, because that is government. That's not some private company. Right. Yeah, they shouldn't be promoting this horse shit in no way, shape, or form. And there was one guy on Twitter. Oh, well, this is, you're against government being ran by it like a business. I'm like, no business would stay solvent running it like the government. The government should not be having pride flags.
What are you talking about? The DMV runs amazing.
Oh, yeah, sure. Like public the town I live in, I don't want to.
No one ever complains about roads being fixed. There's never a problem there.
The town that I pay taxes, the local taxes that I pay here, the school, I don't want to see this stuff. Or give me the option to opt out of paying taxes. How's that?
There you go. Thank you.
How's that? Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Then I'll shut my fucking mouth. I don't have a problem then.
Everyone that pays into that system absolutely has a say.
A say-so. Exactly. That's the whole point. Remember taxation without representation that was the entire thing of the Revolutionary War. That was it. So let's get back to reality and quit pandering to this identity cultural horseshit. And I'm talking about across the board. Video game companies, movies, just make good movies and cast who you want, but don't sit there and go out on a virtue rant saying that I'm a bad person for not agreeing with that casting simply because it checks a box, or I'm supposed to be all on board with diversity. Diversity doesn't mean anything to me. I watch shit that doesn't look like me all the fucking time. I grew up watching shit that didn't look like me. I watched Asian martial arts films growing up, Godzilla movies. I didn't see any fucking white people. I mean, come on. It's nothing but Asian. I don't give a fuck. I like cool,
that's
exciting.
Normal.
Yeah.
I watch, documentaries from the United States, like, Black Americans talking about how much they love, martial arts, making documentaries about how they grew up with martial arts stuff, and fucking look at Wu-Tang Clan. They don't look anything like.
Right, exactly. Asians. What is representation?
Yeah, exactly. It had nothing to do with
Count grew up watching West Coast rap. Yeah, exactly.
Well, here's the thing. When they wanted to do that stuff, then they started doing it.
Right. You do it yourself. You do it yourself. Exactly.
So you got all those movies back then, where you had, you got guys that are, black dudes that are into martial arts that have made a name for themselves. And people could say, well, they're the exception because they tried. Why don't you?
Right, exactly. Don't expect somebody else to do it and then wag your finger at them when they don't want to do it that way.
Not enough. Yeah. It's like the whole not enough women are in engineering. Well, that's because the ones that want to go do it. You can't force people.
You can't force it
to fill up a quota.
Right. Well, that's that's the world we live in 2023. Quotas, forced quotas, and that's That's what I feel like that's why I mock them in Hollywood for making these kind of decisions on these castings, And yeah, like you said, you can't predict what somebody's going to do, but I think it's funny when it kind of goes off the rails. I like to mock it when it goes off the rails.
I had no idea this guy was Namor.
Yeah, you didn't know about. Yeah,
I don't even care about what
you don't give a. Yeah, I was gonna say you don't even watch him hardly. You watch him later.
The last thing I saw was Maverick, and I saw that on like Prime.
Oh, good movie. Good movie. Yeah,
it was great. It's part of my package, so I'm not really directly supporting Hollywood. I'm just buying Prime and whatever comes along.
And whatever comes along, and and you watch what you want to.
But I'm telling you, if I knew that they had picked him for name, I would have been like, "What in the fuck are you doing?"
Oh, I said, "What the fuck are you doing?" from day one.
I believe he claims to be Mexican. Meaning that's the label that he's choosing, right? Because everything's fluid, so we can all do whatever the fuck we want. So I'm going to say I claim Martian, but the thing is,
there you go. Well, supposedly Namor is Aztec. They're trying to change it to Aztec. They're changing it,
which is ridiculous. And they're doing it, why? Because they're trying to include that. They're just trying to include that. That's all. It has nothing to do with the history. You can't have anything fantasy anymore, right?
Well, they couldn't call it Atlantis.
It's like
the reason in the movie, here's the reason. I'll break it down. The reason that in Wakanda Forever, and you may not give a fuck, most people don't, they didn't refer to it as Atlantis like they do in the comic books, because Marvel execs, being the dumbasses that they are, said, well, we don't want to make it seem like we're copying off of Aquaman movie, the Aquaman DC movie, Atlantis. Well, Namor predates the Namor character predates the Aquaman character in comic books.
Forget the comics.
Yeah.
The idea of Atlantis predates comics.
Exactly. It predates movies.
Shut up.
Exactly. That's what
what is going on?
It's more cherry-picked history outrage that we want to They navigate.
Do they literally have brains that are just like.
It's like putting pylons in your driveway and having to navigate the pylons in your own driveway every day or something. That's what these people do when they're making this shit. It's unbelievable, man. It's all self fucking made horse shit that they have to navigate. Nobody gives a fuck. Gosh. Nobody else would give a fuck. It's just, you know what I mean?
They're throwing barriers in their own way.
Exactly.
While they're going down the road.
That's exactly. Because, just so they can pat themselves on the back about something. Oh, man. It's just. Ugh.
Well, we did it because no one asked you to do it.
Nobody. Yeah. It was all a it's self-censorship is what it is. It's just crazy. Yeah.
They're going down the stairs and one of them pushes the other down the stairs and then the other one goes to try to catch him. Oh, look, I came to give him support when he fell down, but you pushed him down.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's like putting orange pylon cones up in your own driveway. Well, we have to navigate this every day, before we can get out of the driveway. I mean,
the challenges that we face.
Yeah, the challenges. And I'm like, they impose all this shit on themselves. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
But back to the Call of Duty thing. Yeah, I saw your discussion with Super Patriot. I was probably sleeping. I disagree when he look, both of you both of you made points, but
we have our own opinions.
Yeah, I disagree with what he said about how I should be look up to Tim the Tap Man for back. No, he didn't. He didn't back up anybody. All he did was.
Oh, that was my point. Was that neither one of them. Once I heard what Dr.
Yeah,
I got bothered by. I'm bothered by any streamer that thinks that there's something.
Yeah.
Look, I just have a problem because how I was raised. The more you I'm the shit. Are you some shit? Let's find out. Let's fucking put it to a test. If you think you're the shit, that's just me. Maybe that's the toxic masculinity I got in me, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, because also I have a little bit of that, you kind of supposed to have some humble roots to you or something like that, You don't have to, but what it does is it keeps you from getting your ass kicked all the time. Because if you're always going to go around talking about I'm the biggest, I'm the baddest motherfucker, guess what? Somebody's going to fucking kick your ass and show you ain't shit.
But he's playing a character too. You know what I mean?
He's also playing video games.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
It's like, how much do you really want to applaud a dude that's sitting down in a wig with glasses playing video games. All right. So don't tell me that he's some kind of like, oh, well, I respect. What do you respect? I don't respect shit about that dude.
I would have
Right
had
there.
much more
I
respect
respect his
for him.
money-making.
Yeah, I would have more respect if he came out and said, I agree with what Nick Merckx said 100%. Right. It's not because I'm backing him. I'm making my own statement about it now. Do what you will. And I don't, and then Tim the Tap Man just he should come out and say, yeah, what Nick Merckx says is 100% common sense. And it should be echoed by anybody with any common sense. Right. And
that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to respect someone like a Twitch streamer based on what their social opinions are, because that's not what they do, unless that's what they do.
Or and keep their mouth shut.
I respect their money-making ability and the fact that they do it day after day and they set up all these deals. It's hard not to respect that.
Right.
I don't care what they do, but hey, all right, you're getting it done. That's cool. All right. That's their thing. But I'm not going to, it's like going to Hollywood actors for, what's that thing, that stupid joke that Phil always brings up? What's Ja Rule think? That's what we need to find out.
Right.
What's Ja think? Where's he at? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, who cares? Who cares? Oh, if they're going to put something on the line, then shut up. They ain't put anything on the line.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Disrespect has a big enough audience anyway that he's bigger than, like, people aren't going to, like, stop watching him because he went against Activision. He'd probably gain more. You know what I mean? He would probably gain more at this point.
Don't let what's that one thing about the government? Don't let some kind of like a oh my God, I can't remember. Basically taking advantage of any bad situation.
Oh, don't let any crisis go to waste. Yeah, is what they. But
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean,
so for him, they see those opportunities to like get in on it, and so people, oh man, this guy's really taking a stand. Oh man, I'm gonna start watching. Drums up business for them. You get more eyes on him, right? Oh man, this is really cool. He's really, he's doing something. He's standing up for something. That's how devoid of leadership. How much devoid, we have no leadership in this country. We have nobody standing up and doing what they know is right and sticking to it. So
it's all pandering, right?
Yeah, when they see it, or they see the illusion of it, which is what Disrespect's doing. There's the illusion that he's doing something,
in all fairness to
stunning break, courageous.
In all fairness to Dr. Disrespect, though, I watch his streams on YouTube. He got kicked off of Twitch.
Yeah.
In all fairness to him, he doesn't break character. His character is all about just being a narcissist, tough guy, badass, which he's entertaining to me. I like it, but he's never one to like make any statements. Now he'll go off on if a video game sucks, he'll go off on that, but he keeps his world in the video games as far as characters. So he should just shut his mouth. Don't say anything he could, one way or another.
From a personal standpoint, outside of his character, he maybe could have.
But yeah,
he could some support.
He's broken character when something bad happened to him in the past. He broke character one time, and he needs to break the character. You don't have to go on as Dr. Disrespect. You can go on as Ray Beam. That's his real name, or Guy Beam, or whatever his real name is.
But when you do it in character, then all you're doing is you're doing it for your business too. That's what I'm saying. If he switches to Fortnite, who gives a shit? He knows the people are going to follow him.
Yeah, or
that extra, he has more eyes on him now because
or Apex Legends, or exactly. Whoever it might be even more beneficial to his brand to actually call all this nonsense out. I'm telling you, because nobody. I got news for you. Nobody in the Pride community is watching Dr. Disrespect. Not one person, because it's not their thing. He talks about he's the 2-time blockbuster. He's a parody of like badass retro video game players. You know what I mean? He's a fucking parody of that. Part of his character.
I can't really talk. Yeah, I don't really know.
Because you don't. But part of his character. Have you ever seen that documentary about the King Donkey Kong Championships? Yes. Remember the dude with the long hair that turned out to be kind of a fraud, but he was I can't remember. A part of Dr. Disrespect's character has a little bit of that guy in there on purpose, I have a feeling. Yeah, I mean, so because that guy always touted himself as the greatest, you know.
Kind of like stereotype. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. But he's a big, he's a big 6'8" guy, you know. So I like the character, but this is one time he should break character and really come out and say, what Nick Merckx said was nothing wrong. It's actually fucking common sense. Parents should be teaching their kids this shit, not schools.
That's what I was saying.
Yes.
This guy.
Well, Dr. Disrespect has a kid. He has a daughter.
What's his name again?
Nick Merckx?
No, the other guy. What's his actual name?
Oh, Dr. Disrespect's actual name?
Yeah.
Guy Beam, I think his name is.
Guy Beam?
Yeah. Guy. I know his first name's Guy, but I don't.
Does he have kids?
Yeah, he's got a daughter.
Then he probably should, he's
got a young daughter. Billy Mitchell.
The idea of what happens.
Yeah, Phil just said Billy Mitchell in the
from the
King of Kong.
Or whatever. Yeah, I remember seeing that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, to me this is you can stay. It's like that thing about like what's not happening to me. That it's kind of like a overdone thing on social media. Well, it didn't happen to me. It didn't happen to me. Now it's happening to me. But that's how things happen. With a lot of things, same in my neighborhood too. Nobody cares until somebody breaks into their house. Then they all of a sudden decide that, I want to be part of this neighborhood watch team. Really? Because we've been asking you for a while, telling you it was going to happen. Now it's happening, and now you want to be part of it, huh?
Well, so yeah, because it would be an analogy of what went on with that Nick Merckx thing. If somebody in your neighborhood would have said, say your house got broken into or your fence got broken into, go, yeah, we're standing behind Janzer because his fence got broken into. No, you should be standing by Janzer because your fence might get broken into. Your own fence.
They should say we're against progressive
policies, exactly.
Which is the reason why we have such high crime. Which
exactly.
Is
why my fence got broken into.
Let's get to the root of it. It's which is what I'm saying.
Right.
If he's got a kid, what happens when his kid goes to school?
Right, exactly. So he should address the root problem, not just backing up my bro. Fuck your bro. Come out with your own. Think for yourself. Come out with your own stance on that.
Yeah, your bro's the only one doing something. And he took a really light. He put a very much like, hey, you should probably not hit people with your car. That's basically what he said.
Right.
He said
100%. It was such
basic,
it was
children should not be driving 4-wheel drives. I'm saying,
like Eric July said, it was such a mild take. Yeah. It was such a mild statement, such an innocuous statement. Unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, it's a statement you could easily ignore by somebody saying, I mean, like, oh yeah, duh. That's a duh statement. Yeah, the school shouldn't be talking about little kids about sexuality. 100. Are you crazy?
Yeah, because we've already seen that they push it further. It's not just about they push it further to where like, oh no, we're going to bring them to drag shows. We're going to
show them this book of these. Look at the book of blowjobs here. Yeah, I mean, and don't say that's a conspiracy theory. That's a fucking 100%. I've seen the pages of some of those books. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people that would, would say, "Oh, that's a conspiracy theory."
And as much as the term normalize, it actually applies here. They're trying to normalize that stuff.
100%.
But their perspective of sexuality is not the norm. What is the norm? The norm is what the majority does. Mm-hmm. They are not the majority.
Right.
There was a recent poll of like genders for the homeless here in my city. So it's male, female, and then they put other, or they put LGBT whatever, right? LGBT whatever. And 0.6% were that.
Oh, yeah.
0.6%, not even 1%.
Not even 1%.
Check that.
A half a person in 100 in a crowd of 100 people, it's a half a person. Yeah.
Yeah. We're talking about people that identify as like a toaster oven, so it's because they're out of their mind, some of them, or they can't even, they're so whacked out.
Or they think they're cats or some stupid shit.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you include all of that and you still only get up to 0.6, then what are we doing? What the hell is going? Why is that dominating and ruling over what everybody has to think and do? It's
the point six can live whatever they want, but they can't encroach on reality of the other 99.4% or whatever. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Even D. Snyder, I saw something about him having to. He was like, "Oh, I stand by Paul Stanley's statement or whatever," even though they made him go back from Kiss, right? Even they made him walk it back. He said, "No, I stand with what I said. When I said these things back in the day, it's supposed to be counter to whatever things are. Like, we're not going to tell you or that kind of thing. But you're trying to tell me that I haven't been for." This whole drag stuff and LGB.
I mean, look at Twisted Sister.
Yeah. Look at me. Now, the other viewpoints that he has are fucking. They're his own opinion. I don't think he definitely has some opinions about stuff that I'm like, no, not on board with that at all.
Right.
But even their allies is the point. He's an ally of them, and that small. He's like, look, you got a small percentage of even the small percentage that's causing problems for the majority of that small percentage.
Right.
So there's no winning because they want all or nothing.
Yeah, 100%.
All or nothing.
Yeah.
It's not just about like, hey, we want to do that. No, we want to do. We want your kids.
Yeah, we want to be able to enter any kind of sports competition, no matter what I say I am. And how dare you block me from entering some woman's sport? Like that woman, the triathlete they have that's been dominating, or the cyclist, the transgender cyclist, has been killing women by like 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes. And of course, he's a loser. He's a loser when he races against actual biological men. He doesn't even place in the top 20 the top 80% of the field. You know what I mean?
That's why when in Vegas they were like, "Hey, we saw 8 foot, 10 foot tall aliens in our backyard." I'm like, "Cool, the circle is complete."
Yeah, I bring them on.
I'm ready for aliens right now.
Yeah,
what is going? What are they?
Hey, I'll do a house. I'll do a house and alien project in my backyard. Yeah. They can build me a little thing, and we can have an alien out there. Go. Yeah, actually, somebody but I don't think the aliens would want to stick around very long. They'd be like, I see what these nutball. Yeah, you guys are weird. We're going back to our own fucking galaxy now.
We're give you about 50 years, and we think you're going to implode.
Yes.
So then we're going to kind of just.
Oh, it's headed that way. If you continue to make people think that nothing matters, like really biology. The realities of life don't matter, then you're fucked. Property. Yeah, your
children don't matter.
The children don't matter.
What they learn doesn't matter.
Yeah, your chromosomes don't matter.
Your borders doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Military doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Nothing matters.
All that matters is the feelings of people. That's you're fucked. You are fucked.
That you follow whatever we say.
Yeah. Or you are deemed a lousy human being. Yep. Okay. And I don't well, go ahead and take my skin off the market too, because no, Tim the Tap Man, come out and say what you really think. What it is. Yeah. Quit walking on eggshells.
Because they took his off, and I don't feel right because I listened to him too. I don't feel right.
Oh, I thought that was a whiner. Yeah, I thought that was weak as fuck. I was like, really? That's not standing up for your bro. Standing up for your bro is going, Nick. What Nick Merckx said is 100% reality and common sense, the truth. Quit walking on eggshells for this insanity. Period. I'm sorry.
It's insanity.
Yeah.
And, it just keeps creeping, and the people that it's like with the COVID stuff. It was crazy, but people, if you even questioned it, you were like, "Well, what's wrong with you? Yeah. Why are you questioning the science? When did the science become this?
There's no such thing for one.
Ministry of Science,
the Ministry of Truth.
Ministry of
There
you go.
Yeah.
Like, when did it become some kind of church? This is now turning into like church and state, or almost,
Yeah, that's not the way science works.
Be indoctrinated,
right.
With the religion of science, or
yes.
the religion of truth, as it's brought down by the high godfather or father, priest, or whatever, Fauci. Talk about genocide. This guy needs to go in the books with Stalin and Hitler.
100%. Yeah. Oh, I agree with you. Pol Pot, all those. Yeah, fucking great.
Yep. Pot,
yeah.
He needs to be. He's definitely in there. He has to be in there. So
I agree with you 100%.
Spot in there.
Put him under the. I have a T-shirt that says "Arrest Dr. Fauci."
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I wear it to work.
Have you seen this man? $10,000 reward.
I wear it to work, and I wear it to work all the time, and people are like, "Oh, I love that shirt."
Wear it to work.
Oh yeah.
Wait, but you have people there that probably don't even know who he is. Who's that?
Oh yeah, there's some people that don't know who that is either, but there's some people that know.
Some fine, upstanding citizens.
There's some few smart people there, but like my buddy wears a shirt there that says Kamala's not black, Hunter's on crack, and he's got a shirt that says all that. Oh, there's a bunch of Let's Go Brandon shit. Yeah, people wear that shit where I work all the time. This dude that lives about a half a mile from me has this giant "Let's Go Brandon" thing on his fucking front porch. It's like a big fucking like 12 foot by, or I don't know if it's that big, but it's 8 foot by 6 foot tarp thing that says "Let's Go Brandon." It's hilarious. Yeah,
that's great.
The people in this town don't abide by that horse shit. Now the companies do. A lot of the companies around, they go by the CDC and all that stuff, but the people around
CDC,
here,
or is it the environment? ESG,
oh my God, yeah.
Or is it ESG or EGS? I can't remember. Environmental is something
mafia gang or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Environmental something score. It's like you have to follow certain things in order to be. Basically, are you in line with us? If not, we're going to make it hard for you. I mean, you're right, mafia. That's what it is.
Pretty much at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got this video here. This is June 10th about this woman here.
Oh,
Juneteenth. This woman here. Let me play it. Hold on. I don't know.
Very important factor that affirming a child's gender identity is in their best interest, which is what your question is about. Why does it actually say that in an affirmative way? And it really is because if you have a 7-year-old who's talking about having a potential to say, being able to articulate that they believe that they are not the same gender as they are biologically, then it should be affirmed. And through care, it should be determined. And that's what we did with our own child. And that would give the ability for a parent who wasn't sure to affirm and get their child the care that they need to make that, till they can begin to articulate that determination. But by saying and rejecting it in wholesale, then you're essentially rejecting your child. And that is not in the best interests of a child. We should be affirming our children in every possible way and getting them whatever appropriate care they need, whether it's based on their gender, whether it's based on how their studies are in school. It doesn't matter. Our children should be affirmed. And this is saying that you have to include gender affirmation as a part of that.
I don't know how much you caught of that. Maybe not any of it.
No, I had to watch it with the stream, because if I don't, then I start talking over it or something like that.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I had it. I think I had it.
The last one.
I think I had it loud enough. But that lady is talking about. This is another thing that just drives me up the wall. Gender affirming healthcare. No, this isn't new for California. Yeah, but this lady is on the California State Assembly. They're trying to redefine what healthcare is. You know what I mean? I love this redefinition of terms. Gender affirming care. What does that mean?
Texas banned it. Texas banned this recently,
and that's awesome.
And I was upset to know that one of the hospitals I had worked for, although it's been a couple of years now, Texas Children's Hospital, that they had that policy of doing this type of stuff. But
they see the dollar signs, right? I mean,
that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going.
Go ahead.
All
I'm
I
sorry.
can say is at least no. You're dead on. That's exactly where I'm going.
Yep.
All I can say is at least when I was working there, I don't remember any of this being a thing those few years back. About I guess it's about 4 years ago at this point, maybe. So this is more new to me. All this, touching kids and cutting kids up.
Touching.
I mean, just call it what it is. They're fucking, they're screwing with kids. It's fucked up.
Biological experiments on kids. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Because you're right. It's all in the name of money.
This lady said 7-year-old. Mm-hmm. You know what the fucking shit I was talking when I was 7 years old?
Dude, let me tell you. I used to think that if I thought about it hard enough and I tried hard and I believed hard enough that I could phase my hand through a wall. Well, because it's all molecules, right?
Right, so exactly.
All I got to do is
you're the vision.
Have to believe it. Yeah, I just have to. Yeah. And if I put it on that wall and I think about, the
phasing,
harmonics, and just get everything right. And this is when I was a kid. I was like, I can do it. I know I can do it, and I never did it.
So you mean you didn't wear a green outfit with yellow boots and paint your face red and have a yellow cape? You didn't.
No, but I think there were other movies like
I know
movies from the 50s and stuff like that,
right.
that I had seen that probably gave me that idea. But it's what you said. It goes back to the root. Go back to the root of what this is. Why are they letting children? What did she say? We have to affirm with them every step of the way that we're going to give them whatever right, because children have become the most like why don't we just let them make all the decisions for us?
Right.
Since we're gonna, look, Mom.
Why don't we just put her in charge? Yeah. Hey, the 7-year-old's gonna run the household now. You understand?
For some reason,
cotton candy for dinner every day. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Slurpees and cotton candy for dinner every day, because we're affirming our child now, and our child says that we all dress up like barnyard animals, and they go around acting all crazy. I have an older sister. I played with her Barbie dolls when I was fucking 6 years old. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I didn't. I did. She had the Barbie Corvette. I had my little SWAT action figures, riding around in the Barbie Corvette. Did that make me? Did my parents rush me off to the fucking doctor saying, "Oh, we think that he's good God."
Yeah, I think in the 4th grade or 5th grade, I had my action figures and my sister had her Barbie dolls, and they played together. But that's how brother and sister we played together.
That's how that happens, right?
And it wasn't like, oh, I think now I'm a girl because here's these dolls here, and if they're there, then I guess I'm a girl now, right? That's how that works.
Oh, I wanted to hang with my sister. I wanted to do everything my sister did when I was 6 years old and my sister was 13. I wanted to be my sister.
Because younger kids always look up to older siblings and want to model themselves.
Right.
That's what young boys do with fathers too. They see and they want to model themselves after that behavior. Yep. So that's why no fathers. The thing that y'all like to go on about, which is true. No fathers in the household, causes problems. It does.
Well, I mean, it's just not father. I mean, it's got to be rational.
Of course.
It's also there's got to be rational common sense. There's got to be rational.
Too.
Yeah, exactly. So but it's just crazy. 7-year-olds are able to rationally think. 7-year-olds have no fucking idea about the world. None whatsoever. My world was fucking, when I was 7, 8 years old, I discovered comic books. That was my world. I begged my parents to move to New York. I fucking had a fit one day because my mom told me that Spider-Man really doesn't exist. Just like David, Spider-Man doesn't exist. You can go to New York, you'll never see Spider-Man. I'm like, no, Mom, it's right here. You don't understand. They're documenting Spider-Man right here in this comic book. I want to move to New York, and I threw a big fit. I was like 6, 7 years old. It's crazy. These people are fucking nuts. We did that with our own child. Well, you should, and they're talking about parents should lose their custody. The only person losing their custody should lose the custody is this dumb bitch right here in this video. You should be losing custody of your child if you're going through this insanity. Sorry.
I don't understand what an adult could be thinking. Like, I don't understand.
It's goes all back to reality doesn't exist. Whatever they think, whatever they conjure in their minds must be right. You know what I mean? Phil said he made all his best decisions between 5 and 17. No regrets. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you did. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, man. It's just I can't, like, how this her doing this where she's at. She's in the California
this
State
particular
Assembly.
bill
She's like in some
adds
kind of
the-
political position or something.
Yeah, she's on the California State Assembly. She's in
Family law,
gender
Wow.
identity.
I don't
They're
understand.
trying to pass a bill that says if you don't affirm what their child believes about your gender, get out of California or you could lose custody of your children. This is an actual bill that they're trying to pass. I mean, this is like Canada crazy. Yeah, I mean, this might even be more insane than fucking the shit they're trying to pull in places like Toronto and stuff. So yeah, I don't know, man.
It's crazy.
It's
It's so
evil
weird that this can exist.
Yeah,
I don't understand, because they're either. It's hard for me to believe that they're sane people. You know,
they're
But
not.
They function in the
Can't
world.
be.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, it's just strange. Okay.
Oh, today is National Children's Day. What?
Oh, sure. I mean,
There's
it was just
another
Donut Day
thing.
the
Do we
other
have
day. Why not?
National Everything Day?
Yeah.
What happened to just having the 4th of July and Memorial Day and
Can we have a national arrest some criminals day?
Yes, that would
because
be
we don't ever seem to
wonderful.
have that.
Yeah, how
That day
about
doesn't seem to exist?
how about National Uphold the Laws that you were sworn to fucking protect and the Constitution Day? How's that? Oh my God. The Babylon Bee here. Sandbag that tripped Biden on stage also participated in January 6th Capitol riot.
Oh.
That's great.
Nice.
Oh, that's great. I love Babylon Bee. Anyway, I didn't really have much more to go on about. I just bookmarked that one video from that dumb bitch from California. Trying to normalize this shit, man. Trying to
Yeah, I don't
normalize.
know what nonsense. I drop stuff here and there in different discords. I'm not sure what I.
Yeah, if you've got. What's going on with this alien thing? What's that all about? What's that all about?
I don't even know. I don't know anything anymore. The world is just so weird.
It is.
I watched something on the band.video that's like Alex Jones's like network or whatever, right? I watched something and they're talking about like, okay, well, the reality is like this guy that, and he's not wrong. I've seen this. I mean, even Joe Rogan's had people on. This guy that came forward in the current UFO thing, conspiracy stuff or whatever, that's like in the government right now, and they're like, he's the first military person. He's not the first military person to say anything. He's just the first one that they're taking seriously, I guess, you know?
Right.
So, and why they're taking it serious, I don't know. It's like I think it's because it's election stuff coming up, so they're trying to make it as crazy as fucking possible. You know, I called the Trump thing. I told my mom, I was like, Trump is gonna absolutely win. There's no way he's not gonna win unless
yes,
they somehow either take him out, because they may be going back from, you know, maybe they're not doing it physically anymore, but they're still trying to
Or you think about the media
character
law.
assassination, that kind of thing. Or they bring up, I was like, because look at the lawsuits that just aren't happening. They're just not happening,
Right.
So they're going to try them again for something. And what are they trying them again for? The exact same thing about the documents that they've already gone over and we've already determined is not a big problem, and that
because he can classify that
back.
They can declassify anything they want.
Anything they take back. Even people, I've listened even to like military guys that are skeptical about Trump. They don't like him very much, but they say, look, this is nothing. I worked for, intelligence. That every president has documents.
Yes.
That's why Biden had that. That's why Obama has documents. Mm-hmm. Where he keeps them doesn't matter. And you don't even know if they stay. Well, you do know in some photos they staged it because you could tell.
Oh, right? Yeah.
But in other ones, it's like, oh, he had him in a bathroom. Who cares?
They're firing up their ignorant base, is what because the base of people that actually go all out with the Trump derangement syndrome, that they don't care about reality. They just want to hear bad things about Trump, even if it's fabricated.
People that don't really look into anything, they do see the headlines and they're like, here we go.
They're just trying to rile them up like like a nest of bees. They're just trying to they're just tapping on the beehive, trying to get everybody.
They cut into CBS had a national alert, like red. I was like, what the hell is this? Right? Like my mom watches this TV, the game show at 2:00. She was watching it on Thursday, and they cut into it like, this is a national report, and I'm like, oh my God, Ukraine got nuked, right? I was like, that's what I'm expecting, right? No, and it's like Donald Trump indicted for 37 accounts of, and I'm like, and then they went, okay, it was like maybe 5 minutes or 3 minutes of actual non-repeated information. And then they sat around, 4 of them, and just repeated the same thing over and over and over. And it was crazy. I said, Mom, look at where they're at. They're underneath them. They were sitting on like a glass stage with like LEDs underneath that said like, I don't know what it said, but all of it was just.
Oh, it's wag the dog shit.
It's weird. It was like this weird futuristic, panic room where, hey, we're bringing you, and everything was white and red.
It's all a stage production. It's crazy.
Theater.
Yeah.
Just pure theater.
Yep.
And CBS doesn't have to worry about it. They own it, so they can run whatever they want. And they did it at a time when all the older people are watching these shows, like, oh, you're interrupting my stuff. Damn it, Trump, again,
right.
Why do you always have to screw things up?
Right.
So
it was like something that they had to air. Like it was just oh, this is breaking, and we didn't have any of this pre-produced, planned out or anything like that. It's all fucking staged. These guys aren't news guys. They're fucking actors. No. They're all fucking actors.
That was CBS, and that's just it's just par for the course of like.
It's like it's literally Wag the Dog, the movie.
I've never seen that.
Oh, you got to see that. Oh, I always.
It's hard to take that seriously when a lot of those actors are full of shit anyway, too.
Well, of course.
It's weird how
it is ironic.
Like that,
it's ironic that the people like Robert De Niro, who believe anything that comes out of the fucking DNC or anything comes from government now, that he was one of the people that played in that, Dustin Hoffman and all those. Hoffman, it's like layers of, it's ironic layer upon ironic layer. You got to watch that though, because you'll be like, oh my God. Yes.
Yeah. I remember when it
there's
came
no
up
war. There's a war. I saw it on TV. Yeah. That's what they quote with the movie. That's a quick. Yeah. I saw it on TV. Of course there's a war.
Yeah, that one video with the guy down. I think you pulled it up. Did you pull it up? Ukrainian Jahir.
Oh, yeah. I think you posted that. Yes.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's the video right there. That's exactly what I'm about to reference. Is they're like, wait a second. Nobody, it's just some dudes. They're like, I don't know. We've lived here. And
yeah, let me fast forward. I mean, it's a long video. It's 10 minutes. I don't want to play it, but what I kind of skimmed through it when you posted it, but I didn't watch. Here we go.
Yeah, there you go. Look, these guys, if you listen to what they say, I'll shut up. I'm going to mute here.
Ну, это волжанка.
In the basement? You live in a basement?
So we come to this village, as you heard of, Novosozonka. I'm Patrick Lancaster, and this is a territory that Ukrainian forces are claiming partial control of.
There's no war here.
Spot very close to here, and we're here to show you what the real situation is on the
Yeah,
ground. Now
where's
we're
the
gonna move a little
shelling?
bit
Where's the
forward.
Yeah.
gunfire? Where's the anything?
I don't see any war going on. Do you? This is exactly like Wag the Dog, dude.
All right, this is a very difficult situation because both sides are claiming control of this area, but as we see right now, this area is controlled by Russian forces. There's no doubt
I
about
don't know
that.
if
We
this
haven't
guy's
seen any
producing it
Ukrainians,
with the level
the
of,
locals here tell us that they
kind
haven't
of
seen
like
any.
Kaufman type of feel, because that's what it kind of felt like to me.
Right.
Oh no, we gotta run because, but nothing's happening.
Right, nothing's happening.
The Ukrainian side that disputes that is obviously incorrect.
Patrick Lancaster has filed a story from the front lines of the battle between Russia and Ukraine, and it doesn't look like anything what the media tells us. President Zelensky. That reminds me, I got to get a Zelensky action figure. I forgot.
Well, there's a fire too.
Nice.
Yep.
You going? You going?
I got my Biden, Kamala Harris, and Elizabeth Warren action figures. They're being shipped to me right now. I already have my AOC and my Fauci.
Because he was fat and he was running, Phil. It takes fat people longer to get their breath back.
Why is he out of breath
So-
and being driven somewhere?
We just look up the straight street directly towards the
Phil's like, what?
border of.
Why do people do that?
Ukraine.
Yeah, it's called being
It's
fat,
unclear
dude.
what is up that road, so we're taking it safe and turning back a little bit just because we don't want to risk our lives.
I haven't even been keeping up on the Ukraine thing because I think it's an absolute joke. This shit's been going on over there for decades.
Claiming as under control of them and not Russian forces. So we're
But they need
confirming this
some way to
territory
funnel
is under
money.
control of Russian forces. There's no question about that. Ukraine is putting out lies about the situation of the front line. Boy. And
Oh, this guy's gonna get assassinated. He's calling out. I don't even see a war. I don't see. Oh, there's some smoke. Looks like a building's on fire. I'm gonna fast forward. I'm gonna see. Did you see they would have? Oh, Phil said I didn't mean to be fat phobic. Nah, I mean, you're not scared of fat people, but this phobic thing, I always thought phobic meant you're scared of it. Claustrophobia, I'm scared of enclosed spaces. I have anxiety. I don't have anxiety against fat people.
I'm scared. I'm scared of them. They roll on me or something. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I
don't know what
mean,
you're talking
yeah,
about. They might
that's
get
what I'm
hungry and,
saying.
like,
But
charge
that's
like a hippo.
but that's
Hippos
more
are dangerous, dude.
You're being.
They kill. They're like.
Oh,
apex
hippos are
predators,
the
man.
king of the jungle, dude. Are you
So I'm
kidding
saying,
me?
you don't wanna be afraid
Yeah,
of
you
that.
don't want to fuck with a hippo. Yeah. Yeah, there's a pecking order. There's a pecking order in the jungle, and I guarantee you, the lion ain't on top because some hippos will fucking roll up on lions and whoop their asses. I mean, it's not even close. Yeah, maybe 5-on-1, the lions will get it.
Yeah, you're in the wrong place, the wrong time. You might get.
Yeah,
crushed,
but the giant alligators and crocodiles and shit, they don't fuck with hippos. They have a working relationship. Yeah, hippos will fuck them up, and they know it. Anyway, what was I?
Ukraine.
How did I get? Well,
that whole thing is just ridiculous. I did post the thing about El Salvador and post some shit. You don't have to watch the thing, but I can, if you want to, you can watch a little bit of it. You can skip to the part where the president's talking, but that one's pretty good. But
one thing about Ukraine is, for one, this has been going on. I mean, the conflict between Ukraine and Russia has been going on for decades. This is just, it's got to be all of a sudden, isn't it? It's too fucking coincidental that all this shit gets stirred up all over the place in media outlets in the United States after the 2020 election. I don't believe in these coincidences, man. All this stuff, it's just a distraction. There's so much corruption going on. We already know this, but I don't believe half this shit. Oh, Ukraine, all these Ukrainian flags. There's something going on deeper than
quick to jump on something without.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Just the Activision thing. Hey, we got to go over there because it's the right thing to do. Says who? Who says it's the right thing to do?
It's fucking crazy. Oh, I want to see this. El Salvador tells Wokem. Hold on a second.
Recently I did a video on this
that guy
channel
talks
about
a bit,
what's
but if
going
you
on
skip to
in
where
El
the president's talking, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I want to see this. I want to see what this guy has to say.
Crucial, so let me play that for you.
¿De dónde les nació ese amor repentino por El Salvador? Si hasta hace poco no sabían a dónde quedaba en el mapa.
Where did this sudden love for El Salvador come from? Up until recently, you could barely find it on a map.
De repente, en estos 3 años han surgido todas las preocupaciones. ¿Y antes dónde estaban?
Where were they before?
All of a sudden, in these last 3 years, you've suddenly become concerned. Where were you before?
¿Dónde estaban cuando estos partidos de la esquina reclutaban niños y los obligaban a matar? Ahí están. Arena, el FMLN. Reclutaban niños para mandarlos a matar.
Where were you when those parties in the back corner
were
recruiting children,
they're probably gonna
forcing them to kill?
Give me
right
a
there.
strike or
Arena
something.
And FLNM recruited children and sent them to kill.
Nosotros les damos computadoras y laptops. Ellos los reclutaban para mandarlos a matar. ¿A dónde estaban?
We are giving children computers and laptops. They recruited children and sent them to kill.
No, I should have put the actual video up instead of.
El Salvador es un país libre, soberano e independiente. Tomamos nuestras propias decisiones.
Oh, mute the guy. You can read the words.
Oh, it doesn't
El Salvador
matter.
is a free and independent country. We make our own decisions.
Eso lo tiene que tener claro el mundo entero. Queremos tener buenas relaciones con otros países. Queremos ser aliados, amigos, socios.
Amigos.
Let this be clear to the world over. We want to be allies, friends, partners.
Pero de verdad, amigos, aliados, socios. Pero no colonia.
But truly, allies, friends, partners. He doesn't want to be a colony.
Ni patio trasero, ni patio delantero, como le quieren decir ahora.
He doesn't want to be anybody's backyard or anyone's front yard, as they're being described by all these NGOs. And essentially, this is a reference to a lot of the press coverage that is saying that all these human rights violations are happening in the United States backyard. He's like, we're not your backyard. We're a sovereign country. Treat us with some damn respect.
But that's not the way. What do they call that? Liberal. What do they call that when we're always trying to impose whatever, now it's the wokeness, but whatever current sentiment going on in the United States, we're always trying to oppose that on other countries.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's the same thing with Ukraine. It's just the United States has its own problems. Get the fuck.
The left will say that we should never, we shouldn't get involved because we don't want a war. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know what they say anymore, to tell you the truth, because they're not the same.
They want war.
The Democrats being a certain way, and now they're kind of all over the place. I don't really know what they stand for. I don't know what Democrats stand for.
They have splintered.
Just crazy chaos.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Shit.
Yep.
They want war. They want this. They want that. Back in the day, the Democrat, at least they would have outwardly said, we don't want war. Outwardly, right? Even though they were the ones that, except for 2 presidents that started wars. But anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll give you your Vietnam War. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't even know anymore. To me, I'm like, okay, cool. El Salvador, but yeah, there may be, if we do get involved, we're going to do it in, because of human rights or some bullshit. And I'm like, what rights? Those cartel guys gang members didn't give anybody human rights when they were killing them, kidnapping them, raping them. They didn't give anybody human rights. So why do they get human rights? You forfeit that. We need to start going along those lines.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
You know?
Yep.
What's the compassion that we have to show when they're the ones that are showing none? It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all. Trying to, let's see.
Yeah.
What other
dude is just like, hey, look, there they are over there. you guys were recruiting kids for your, to be soldiers, and that was the way to go about it. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, there's something about child soldiers and.
Yep, I guess the political party there was like, maybe they were saying like, if we do this, and we'll help to strengthen the war on crime. No. How about go after the criminals? How about that? How about actually do that instead of trying to all these roundabout ways that don't work? The
last time the government provided the prison population, it was nearly 36,000 in April 2021. The country's 29 prisons were then 120% of their capacity. Capacity. In the last 10 months, the government has already tripled the population. So basically, they have started putting criminals in jail.
Oh, by far. Like, look at that. They were, I think they are at like 100,000, something like that, in jail.
Yeah, but we're being told that they want to release people in this country. Yeah, I mean, it's like, that's the First Step Act that was signed by Trump. That was a bipartisan thing. That's what I wanted to the First Step Act thing, which was that was signed by Trump, but I don't know what that is about.
Kushner was he had a big push for it. Well, it has to do with letting. Okay, here's the thing, and the reason I got on about that was because some other like black conservative, or I don't know which channel. I don't know if it was exactly black conservative channel or which one. It was just one of these guys was like, oh no, you know what? Actually, I think it was this guy. It was either this guy here.
What actual justice warrior?
It might have been him or one other guy just like this that was saying that basically, look, the reason why I have so many problems is because everybody loves Trump, right? Whatever, but he's the one that put incentives to get, kids not prosecuted and lesser sentenced. And so I was like, let me look into that, because that sounds like something's being said over the top. So I looked into it. There's nothing incentive wise for younger people to, not be given sentences or get, the First Step Act has to do with re-looking at people that had, long prison histories of crack. Let's say they did some kind of drug dealing back in the 80s, 90s, and they got like 60 years or whatever like that. Let's go back and look to see, what did they actually have? Did they have like a gram? Did they have 10 grams?
Right.
Actually,
get some context, a little more context for the sentencing.
Maybe a little far.
Yeah.
So maybe let's look and if they maybe had 15 years, let's take 5 years off of their sentence, something like that.
Right.
So in theory, it was interesting to like, all right, great. So we're going to start to, take some people out of the prisons that seem to be overpopulated. That's what they always say. But so then in practice, it didn't actually end up working out like that. They didn't really if you look at the numbers, which I did, I spent like half a day there looking at all this shit. There really weren't that many people let out. And in fact, it's been criticized highly, saying that it's not really effective. It was a first half step, if anything.
Right.
And as far as like lesser sentences, they leave it up to the states and the judges to determine whether or not they want to do something that might be less than the minimum sentence. That is true. I think the bigger problem is states, district attorneys for cities have decided that they want to put in their own policies, which are things like this cite and release crap, where they're not even giving them any consequences. Not only that, but then when they don't prosecute any of the arrests that are done, because they're like, well, they have whatever policy rules that they want to go by, which is, in my case, in my city, is like, well, if it wasn't violent, then what are we going to bother with them for? They had 6 different types of, I'm talking about one specific case, and the one that one police officer told us, they had arrested these guys. They had 6 different types of drugs. And the DA looked at them and was like, well, was there anything violent about it? No, they didn't have any gun on it. Okay, well, you can log it, but there's nothing really, we're not going to prosecute it. So You know, that's coming directly from the cops.
Yeah, but
know?
what they don't
So-
understand is that eventually that's going to lead to some sort of, when you're that deep into something,
Yes.
eventually it's going to lead to something like that.
Well, in this instance,
You can't just be consequence free.
in this instance, Johnny didn't stab anybody, so it's okay that he had all these drugs and he engaged in drug trafficking on that level.
Right, right.
Because there's nothing in that chain of drugs that was violent that happened, I'm sure.
Yep.
And it's not going to end in any violence, I'm sure, as well. So it's probably fine. that he
Delusional.
engaged in, you know, this drug trafficking. It's fine. They know it's fucking on for them. They know it.
Because legalizing drugs took care of all the violence, right? Yeah, between the bit. I mean, come
the
on,
cartels
man.
are having a field day in California.
Oh yeah, I
So
saw
they have
that.
their own
Yeah,
illegal grow plantations and armored vehicles and military style, you know, setups for keeping people away. Not only that, but in Northern California, you have the Hmong population, like an Asian population, that bought and overtook land that was cheap and started their own grow farms and bring in their own people of their, you know. And what they did was they actually used the laws to keep them safe from, you know, from like sheriffs and from the politicians actually doing anything against them. It's a whole thing that you'd have to read up on, or actually there's a video about it. One of the sheriffs up there talks about it. It's just crazy how the system is working for them to keep criminality going. You know, it's actually a positive. They can pay their own people cents on the dollar for work. But in the meantime, those people they don't know what they're getting into.
right, right.
They just know they're coming because they're giving them a place to live, you know, for their own people in their own community. It's insanity, dude. California is fucking crazy.
Yeah. Big time. Yeah.
We need Judge Dredd. That's all it's to it. Too much crime.
One thing I wanted to bring up here was the tiny homes thing. Now, I know you and I kind of briefly talked about it, but this right here was, I just found, dude, I got a good belly laugh out of this shit. The government is going to build Malta, what is that? Multnomah County, that's in Portland, right? Offers free tiny homes if residents sign up for their, and what is it? What's the name of what's the name of the act? I
don't know.
Oh, it's so funny. I love to mock like the name of these government programs. Oh, they're hilarious.
I don't know where I put that one.
It's in here. I put it.
If I put it in yours or mine or.
Well, I brought the thing up. I can't remember where we were talking about it, but I just love to mock the name of those. The name of those acts. What is that thing called?
I don't know, like Houseless Friends Act or something.
Yeah, or something like that. What was it? I said look up sucker in the dictionary. All the people that applied for that horse shit.
I mocked the term houseless because the assistant DA was using it in a meeting I was in on Friday.
A place for you.
Yeah.
Project A Place for You. Oh my God. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No. We had a councilwoman. We had her assistants, two of them. We had police officer. We had assistant DA that works with this other system called DART, which is a dangerous assessment risk team. Some of that for like, you know, when there's a house that's a drug house basically, and it's a problem. That's what they're a focus team to go and try to take action on this stuff quicker than the cops would.
Gotcha.
So there's a few things about this that was fun for me because I got a chance to say what we needed. The problem is I said it's like with the term houseless. We need to stop using this soft language and start calling things what they are. Because if you don't call things what they are, you're never going to actually be able to address the problem.
Right.
Because nobody knows what you're talking about. You know, houseless, homeless, that's not the people
that's
we're
not
after.
Right.
We're after the drug dealers, the drug addicts. We're after getting the drug addicts help that are being preyed on by the drug dealers. And the homeless, there's like, let's give it a generous 5%, maybe 10, you know, that are actually homeless that don't want to be involved in any of that. But they're still being forced to live by the rules of the people on the street.
right,
which are the drug addicts.
right.
So I was like,
And a lot
we
of
have
that is a
highway,
byproduct.
basically. Yeah.
It's a byproduct of their behavior.
Yes.
The reason why they're homeless or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, and we can't have, I said, we have to be able to back our police officers and they have to have the ability to, and the confidence to make the arrest, because they know that the DA is actually going to prosecute these criminals. But when they know that's not going to happen, they know it's a revolving door. There's almost no point in making an arrest.
Right.
So I said, but if you can't call things what they are, then we're gonna just keep revolving around nothing. I was like,
because the cops looking at it, looking at it this way. He's got to fill out paperwork for every fucking thing they do. I wouldn't want to do that for no good reason.
Yeah.
Trust me, I work for a company that we fill out paperwork every day and nobody ever looks at it. I was told nobody, and I'm like, why in the fuck am I filling it out then?
Right.
So it'll exist. But I mean, it's just fucking, if I'm a cop, I don't blame them. Why would I want to put myself through more work if nothing's going to be done on the higher level? It's out of my hands at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. I said, if I sat down in front of a city official's house with a couple of knives and was playing them out with them sitting on their front sidewalk, and
they'd be there like gangbusters.
People, I said, would they arrest me? Would they kick me out? Because in my neighborhood, they don't. They let them sit there.
Well, fuck yeah, they would.
I said, not only I know. I said not only they let them sit there, they drive by, but then the next day, after I tell you guys that there's a guy out here with knives, 2 blocks away, somebody gets stabbed in the morning. He was there in the evening. And I was like, this house that we're talking about, there's got 4 of these guys that act like this with knives, and they go around striking things and throwing them and, mock fighting each other. What do you think they're doing?
Right.
Yep. So yeah, let's look at this. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's good though. Of letting things just happen,
Laws should be universal. It shouldn't be,
protected class, man. Protected class.
That's the whole point of what that is actually opposite of what this country is supposed to represent.
Well, look,
the politicians are supposed to be no better. The people
you're law-abiding and you're a taxpayer and you vote, it don't mean shit, because all you got to say is, I don't want to participate in the society, and you can do whatever you want at that point.
Right.
You could run a heroin house for all it matters. They don't give a shit.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm seeing it.
This shit should be. Yeah, I mean, if that kind of behavior was going on, for one, no policymaker should be outside of the area that they make policy about.
Yeah.
Say your city, for example, should be broken down into 4 zones, and there should be a representative for each one, and they should have to actually live in that district and be affected by the things they're making policy on.
Let me tell you how that they get around that. Their street is nice.
Yeah.
So they can live in the district, but then their street and the next couple of streets, they live in a nice little pocket oasis. That's how.
Yeah. Well, I know it's reality. I just that irks me bad. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That irks me because where I live, the town I live in, there's not a big difference between one neighborhood and another. Now there are some differences as far as property value. There's always going to be places where one neighborhood is nicer. It's more like retirement where people actually, keep their lawns up and all that, and they don't have a bunch of junk around. And you're always going to have that in the city, but it can't be just such a huge disparity. I understand that that's not realistic, but the law should be universal between one neighborhood and another. If there's a guy out there fucking dealing drugs in your neighborhood or their neighborhood, both should be acted on equally. I'm sorry.
It's the enforcement that's the issue.
Yeah.
And enforcement comes back to, is anything going to happen? So it goes up the chain. It's just a matter of you can blame the cops because there's a lot of cops that people have had enough experiences that
they're in on it. Yeah,
can be a problem,
right?
And different areas, you might be in a city or a town where that they agree that they're going to be a certain way. You can't change that,
Right.
too hard. But see how this hits you. So this assistant DA was like, well, we in the DAR, we volunteer for doing what we're doing. And I was sitting right next to him. I said, we all volunteer what we're doing too, right? I was like, I don't sleep but more like 4 or 5 hours. So not only do I handle all this stuff, we were also volunteering. I just made a joke out of it.
Right.
And everybody just started laughing because how dare this motherfucker?
Yeah,
he had
what?
some really nice boots on, dude. Oh my God, they were beautiful. Nice.
Well, he's
boots,
an
nice
elitist. He's an elitist.
Yeah.
He looks down. Oh, I'm here under my own. Yeah,
like,
everybody else.
We're all volunteering, right?
Right.
Yeah. Not only volunteer, and then he said, "Well, no, I understand. You guys are going through it, and I'm not down there." I was like, "Yeah. This guy is one of the other guys. He had a shootout with the guy next door that was Mexican mafia and had some rapist dude there that was trying to break into the house with an axe to get at these women." Like, it's crazy shit, dude, that's going on. And it doesn't need to be. We know where the problems are.
Right.
But nobody wants to do anything about it. It's crazy. So this homeless stuff is ridiculous. I want to see.
Oh, if I would have been in that meeting, I would have said, oh, wait, I'm getting paid to be here. Really? You're not being,
Yeah.
I thought we were all getting,
losing money doing what I'm doing.
Well, damn.
I got
I would have called him a moron, right? Yeah, it's like, look, oh my God, man. Anyway.
Yeah.
Only off the street.
The project, called A Place for You, aimed to build ADUs, or accessory dwelling units, in backyards across the Portland area.
There it is.
I can't watch this without laughing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So whatever happened?
No, I was reading
In April of 2018, the county placed one of its first tiny homes in Martha Chambers' North Portland backyard.
Whatever happened?
There's a house in your backyard.
There's a house in your backyard.
It's not even 300 square feet.
The dog's like, this is my house.
Yeah, the dog's like, hey, this is a great dog house.
They put the bed in.
I'm homeless.
They brought in the furnace.
There's no home under my name.
Tidy kitchen.
It's cute.
Living space.
It's a cute living space,
On a
man.
movie night.
Small bedroom.
Sure, rent it.
Yeah, they could have
They did a really
fucking
good
glass
place
pipes
for a
everywhere.
Nearly
Sure.
1,000 homeowners applied for the program. 4
You know,
were selected.
And I thought,
What?
wow, this is a great idea.
This is a great idea. It's a cute little house. Why would you give it to some homeless guy? Really?
Well, it's like what New York that mayor want. If you have an extra room,
I'm
They
going to
wanna start
keep it
putting
nice and
migrants-
rent it to somebody. I'm not giving it to some piece of shit.
they want to put illegal migrants as well, into these rooms in NYC, like people's houses.
This is the way I look at it, Janzer. If the shoe was on the other foot and I was trying to get into their country, would I get this same fucking roll the red carpet out? Fuck no. Give me a break. They'd sit me in a room and interrogate me and say, nope, you're out of here, or you're in the jail, or they would ship you out on your ass. I'm so tired of this horse shit, man. I'm going to keep going. This woman here is fucking.
Yeah.
Look up delusional in the dictionary and look at her face. This is a Portland resident that votes for this progressive crap. It's all over her face, man. Oh, I think it was a wonderful idea.
Yeah. And I get to keep the house at the end.
The
Yeah,
first
if
tiny
you
homes
buy
cost
it.
the county between $80,000 and $133,000.
You've got to be
each,
shitting me.
depending on which company built them. By the summer of 2018, the units were complete, and 4 families had a place to call their own.
The woman that was living here and her niece were living in her truck.
Oh.
Initially, Martha says things went well, but then relationships soured. There were challenging circumstances causing stress among neighbors.
Relationships
COVID.
soured.
I mean, we all anticipated it wouldn't be necessarily a smooth ride.
Within 2 years, the once homeless family had moved out, and the backyard unit sat vacant.
Would you call it a success or a failure?
I'd have to say a failure.
Martha felt abandoned. After early enthusiasm, there was little support
Martha,
or follow-through
Martha,
by program organizers.
You got to live in the
I
real
think it was
world
all
here.
set up to be successful.
No, it wasn't.
And then the the ball got dropped.
There was no ball,
Similar
and it
experiments to
didn't
house
get
the homeless
dropped.
in backyards have been tried elsewhere, such as Los Angeles and Seattle.
In Seattle, how's it going?
Yeah, that
We're
money
feeling
went
pretty
where
good
it was
about what we've
intended to
accomplished.
The
go,
Block
into the
Project in
pockets of some
Seattle has built
people
15
waiting for it.
energy-efficient tiny homes since 2017.
Never trust anyone that talks to you with their eyes closed. Okay. Why did you say that name, Martha?
Oh, Martha.
Yeah. Did you see that guy that they just said, how's it going over there in Seattle? He had his eyes closed when he was saying oh yeah, it's going good. Yeah, that's a telltale sign. Somebody that talks to you with their eyes closed. Yeah.
Unlike Portland, homeowners in Seattle have no financial
Yes, in
incentive
my
to put a unit in
backyard,
their
the Block
backyard.
Project.
And importantly, there's strong support structure for both the homeowner and their backyard neighbor. The nonprofit Facing Homelessness, which runs the Seattle program, says it has a 95% success rate in maintaining stable housing.
And so for us, we really want to foster community by making sure people know that we care about them, we see them, we want to know what's working, we want to know what's not.
The creator of the Multnomah County
Horse
program,
shit.
Mary Lee, told reporters in 2017 that if all went well, she hoped we'd do 300 of these units in the next 12 months. Instead, there were 4.
Four.
When asked what
They did
happened,
4.
Lee, director of Multnomah Idea Lab, a county policy center, wrote in an email, "Unfortunately, I don't have any information
Wow.
to share about the work," explaining the program was transferred from one county office to the next. It's since been handed off to a nonprofit.
I think it could have been much more successful if there was better follow-through.
Martha recently bought the tiny house.
What's-
after
what's the
coming to an
upside?
agreement on price with a nonprofit
These nonprofits
joined,
are making
which
out like
inherited
fucking
the program.
gangbusters, dude.
I
There's
wish
so
I were a
many of them.
nonprofit. Good
Didn't
God.
There's so many of them.
For
Yeah.
everyone.
I really wish there'd been more support for both sides.
After so
Them
much
and the
early
churches.
attention, this 5-year
Yeah.
pilot program has
that are,
quietly dwindled,
supposedly
seemingly due
helping.
to a lack
Give
of
me a
follow-through
break.
and coordination
Yeah, helping
by those who promised big new ideas.
Don't get me started on
One
that.
building over here where
Kyle joins
it's
me
being
now.
used by multiple churches that decide when they want to come in and use the building. That's not how that's supposed to work.
Right. 100%.
And all they do anyways is give them food. They don't actually, they're not, I hate
It doesn't
having new
help
policies
anything.
or new laws, but if you're going to do this kind of thing, you should be following the same thing that the other ones do too. If you're going to actually be giving help, then you need to offer addiction services. You need to, or at least send them to where they need to be.
Right.
Get them a bed off the street, that kind of thing. Instead of here's a sandwich and some chips.
There you go.
Now come to this neighborhood where we decided we're going to have this here without consulting, consulting any of the neighbors that live here. And now you're going to be wandering all up and down the street, throwing all your trash everywhere, hanging out in the back, deciding that you're going to hang around here for tomorrow, like, behind people's streets and properties and leaving your needles. And no, that's something that should never have happened.
Right.
There's a building like that over here in a neighborhood that different organizations cycle through it. That's not how that's supposed to happen either. So, but in the name of compassion, don't you want to help your fellow man?
No.
Why would you give us problems?
I help.
No.
The best thing I can do to help my fellow man is not to be a burden on my fellow man.
Right.
That's the number one way.
Yep.
The number one way that you serve society is not to expect other people to take care of you.
Yep.
To be a burden on other people. That's the worst disservice to society. Now, you want to call that, that's selfish. No, that's not selfish. I am purposely trying to be the most independent, stable, self-containing person that I can be, as to not have to rely on my fellow man. And if more people did that, guess what?
Yeah.
Everything gets better.
Yeah.
Everything gets better. Now, it won't be perfect. There is no perfect. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah. You follow your own, I've said it before. I know. I'm a broken record. Rational self-interest. That's the best way to serve your fellow man, is don't be a pain in your fellow man's ass.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Pretty much.
Yep. Now, there are some people that can't are powerless. There's disabled people that went to war for the country or whatever, and they come back. They need other people's help. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with that.
Exceptions with that stuff. They want to make the exceptions the rule.
Exactly.
Which is the problem.
Right. Which is the problem.
Backwards.
Yes.
Like, oh, well, what about these people? Yeah, okay, we can make exceptions for those. No, it should be the same across. No, it shouldn't be the same across the board. You know why? Because we're not all disabled. So it shouldn't be the same across the board.
Yeah.
It should be there are exceptions made when exceptions are needed, not exceptions are now the rule that everyone needs to follow, even if we don't have the issues
100%.
about.
100%.
Somehow we've gotten ass backwards on all that.
Yes. Ass 100% ass backwards.
Right.
And I'm tired of getting lectured about how I need to start thinking about my fellow man. I am fucking sick and tired.
Where are my needs being met from my other fellow men? How come they're not just magically showing up and bringing me whatever I feel like at the moment because I've decided that they need to be doing that? And when they don't, now they're the ones that fault for not being able to read my mind.
Right. Is that guy getting revived by Narcan? I know I've said this before. Is that guy getting revived weekly by Narcan or whatever that, overdose? Is he thinking about his fellow man? How is he serving his fellow man?
If someone gets revived by Narcan, they should immediately be detained.
Yes.
In a detention center. You can call it a jail if you want. You can call it whatever you want. And they should be on the track to get them, drug addiction services mandatory. And if they don't want to participate in that, then they can stay in the detention center.
Yes. And rot.
Let that stuff rot out.
Let them rot.
And give them medical services as needed. And if they, at the end of it, don't want to, they haven't shown that they want to, that they've learned anything from it, or they're going to stay off drugs, well, they could stay detained.
Yeah. If you've given up on yourself, how are you supposed to serve your fellow man? That's the statement I always bring back to these people. Does that fellow man sentiment go toward the people that have given up on themselves? Right? My life isn't perfect, but I don't stop giving. I don't give up on myself. I don't stop just, well, fuck it. I'm just going to let chaos reign. And fuck it. And then, I'm going to be a burden to somebody else. That's the worst thing you can do to society. And that's what's happening in mass. You know what I mean? That's what's going on. That's where we are in 2023. And supposedly, the people that don't allow that to happen to themselves aren't compassionate. Somehow that's all this horse shit has gotten fucking flip-flopped. I'm sorry.
Yep. That's what I say. If there are aliens, about damn time.
Oh, bring them on, like you said. Like, hey, I have no problem.
Throwing some really cool technology at us.
Oh, fuck yeah, man!
I don't know, something, anything. I don't care.
Fuck yeah.
Or decide, you know what? We're gonna figure out. Oh, look, all of these human beings that seem to be able to manage themselves, they're good. The rest of them, boom.
Right. Awesome. Some days when I'm out walking, I'll fantasize about who's the guy in The Boys, the Superman character in The Boys?
Yeah.
What's his name? The Homelander. I'll fantasize about a Homelander character, or sometimes I fantasize I'm the Homelander character, and all of a sudden I've got super invulnerability and superpowers, and I'm like Superman. Nothing can stop me. Nuclear blasts don't affect me. I can I fly my ass to Washington, D.C., and I just fucking clean house. I do it politely. I say, you guys got a month to pack your bags and get the fuck out of here because you guys have no idea what you're doing. We're letting common sense rule from now on. You're not making these crazy things, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'll give you 1 month to clear out. I fantasize about that shit all the time. Call me sick or whatever, but
benevolent dictator approach. See, I fantasize the other way, being the butcher.
You want to be the judge.
I just want to clear out all.
You're the Judge Dredd. The Judge Dredd. No, I fantasize about that too, but I mean, sometimes I feel, like, oh boy, maybe I'm pushing it, but no, that's great. I'm glad you do.
Well, I mean, Superman in one of those alternate things, I think he did the same thing.
Yeah, he did. They've had him do that. Yeah.
Well, he's like, look, you either going to stop this shit, I'm gonna fuck you all up.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
It's your choice. I'm gonna either you guys do a 180 and get your shit together. That's good. I tell them, get your shit together. Stop sending money to these corrupt countries. We're gonna stop it, or I'm gonna put an end to all of the crap, and we're gonna get back to people living as individuals under whatever rights, if you want to call it God-given rights or whatever. But the fucking keystone laid out for this nation, and we're going to get back to that. Okay, the people that actually need the help are going to get the help, and the people that are just fucking posers aren't going to get the help. We're going to round them up and put them in a work camp. All right, because you want to be no more being a burden on your fellow man just because you simply feel you've given up. You've given up. Yeah.
Compassionate benefits to taking these people and putting them in work camps, because then you don't have children in the mines or
exactly
or whatever.
Right.
So see,
exactly. No, 100%. I think we're on to something, man.
I know.
We need a radioactive isotope to give us superpowers or some shit, Janzer. I don't know what else. I don't know where it goes. Speaking of technology, though, I got a new toy that's coming tomorrow. Where is it? But I saw you posted that necklace thing for the GoPro. I'm not sure if I'm going to get that.
Yeah, well, I saw some guy use it on he was towing a truck or something like that, but I was like, oh man, how's he doing? And he showed it, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty good, because I have image stabilization on my camera, works pretty well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That way, when I'm doing nonsense that nobody gives a crap about, like looking around my neyborhood or cutting the yard, or
that'd be perfect for you.
So
there it is, the holder strap for the GoPro. I was thinking about ordering it, and I was like, well, I've already got something. I've got the chest mount strap.
Yeah, I just don't like putting it on. It's kind of like putting on a
bra it's kind of, and it also is the angle is a little too low.
Right.
I think like 6 inches up.
Yeah, I might check
toward
this
my
thing
neck.
out.
I might get one and see.
So, but I don't know. Like if you lean forward, it's going to probably move forward then too.
Yep.
So that could be the problem. Yeah.
Here's what I got. I got it coming tomorrow. I've got this Blackmagic Design DaVinci Resolve Speed Editor with the DaVinci Resolve Studio. It's actually Studio 18 now instead of 17, but that's coming. But I've got this showing up tomorrow where you can supposedly you just connect it USB, and you go in, you can just do like real quick editing of videos and stuff.
Right.
So I just said, you know what? I got a little extra money coming in this month, and I'm like 3 or 4 months ahead on my house. I said, fuck it. I'm going to add to my, what you call studio, or what. I don't look at it that way, but I kind of like getting the toys, even if I don't use them that much, I kind of like having them, kind of a hobby. But I didn't know what you thought about that. I don't know anything about it. I need to watch some
about DaVinci either.
I'm going to have to look at some, but it's got great reviews, and I watched watched a couple videos, and everyone seems to love it. So, not that I'm some big video maker, but
I do it for the camera feed stuff, so that's something like that would be interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of so. I'll let you know how that goes. I'm gonna set it up this month. Not that you give a shit, but I'm just saying it's kind of interesting. But well, anyway, I might play some D4 here in a little bit. The weather's kind of crappy today. It's all drizzly, and I did my yard work yesterday, or what I could.
It says that it's the game of the year for him, apparently.
Everything is strong. Anything he spends money on is the game of the year,
Oh, okay. What happened to the Ice Road Truckers or whatever?
I
like that game.
Ice Road Trucker. The guy.
I don't know.
I mean, the guy.
Truckomania.
Yeah. I mean, he's the guy. Anything he buys, he's fucking Scrooge McDuck. So anything he buys has got to be the
money. He's swimming in gold coins.
The greatest thing. Hell yeah, he is.
Or more.
He acts like he's not, but I know he is. It's like, give me a break. I don't really have anything else. I just kind of was.
Yeah, I'm done. I got to get up anyway.
Yeah, going through some horse shit here, so it's kind of fun. El Diablo Cuatro. I don't speak German. I don't know what you're talking about, Bill. I'm not bilingual. Is that part of the Alphabet Mafia thing? If you're bilingual, I know if you're bisexual or something, but gotta include that in there. Fucking nutballs.
TQ, RS, elemental P.
Well, anyway,
Something
I'm gonna get off here. So I didn't know if you were gonna join me or not. I just slipped in the chat.
I thought you were gonna play a game anyways, and then I was like, you know what? I'm reading this article. Let me at least talk about it real quick.
Yeah, I like to do. I'm gonna do these like maybe once a week. Just kind of do a random, nothing scheduled or anything, but just kind of do a random where get some things off my chest. You know, not that anybody gives a shit, but you know, it's kind of fun to talk about for an hour and a half or something. So, all right, man, I'm out of here.
Yep, same here.
I'll see you, buddy. All right, later.